the title of the show is really what we're looking at today. We're looking at connectivity, and we're speaking to the head of operations. He's in studio already. He knows a song that we all didn't know. It's a song by Wesley J and Justin Bieber. It's called No Pressure. And I mean, what are the chances that Chris knows a song that no one else in the entire studio knew? Chris, a very good evening to you and welcome to Crunch Time.
Evening, Cathy, and evening to the listeners. And I'm actually flattered.
What are the chances, right? Yeah, we're speaking today about business communication, right? And that really is the crux of every business, because whether you're talking a customer inquiry, whether you're looking at sales, whether it's a branch update, a support request, internal communications, that really is something that needs to happen. But we're finding it more and more difficult, and organizations are increasingly having to increase their costs because sometimes it's a stolen copper wire, sometimes it's the weather. It's just different things that are making it a little bit difficult. So there are a couple of different solutions, and I think we're going to look into three of them. So we have voice over internet protocol. We have private branch exchange. Those are the two I knew. I did not know SIP. So let me get you to break that one down for us. What is SIP? What are all of these three? What is the managed voice over internet protocol, SIP, and then the hosted private branch exchange?
Right. Okay. Thanks very much, Cathy. So SIP, everyone just calls it SIP, stands for Session Initiation Protocol. This is actually the protocol that voice over IP runs on. So this is actually how the call gets set up, how the call is maintained, and how the call is torn down at the end of the conversation. Voice over IP, so that's voice over internet protocol. As its name suggests, the telephony runs over IP networks or internet networks, probably across your LAN or across your different branches or over the internet through tunnels or whatever, like we discussed in the SD-WAN program. So SIP is prevalent because it's vendor neutral. So it's compatible with many different phones, many different PBXs. PBX is private branch exchange. It's commonly referred to as PABX, which is private automated branch exchange. The two definitions are used loosely.
So because I know PABX because I used to do voiceovers for the message that says, "Welcome to Paratus," right?
That's it. Yeah. So the automated part comes in slightly more advanced PBX systems where a caller can call in, and before the call actually gets to a person, it gets to what we call an IVR, or interactive voice response. So somebody says, "Hi, welcome to Cathy's company, press 1 for sales," and so forth. So that's where the automated part comes in. In terms of managed VoIP solutions or managed PBX, this is where Paratus offloads the burden of the system from you and looks after it end to end. So we can host it, in the cloud or something like that, as opposed to having it physically at your premises. The old PBX it's that telephone system at the office. It's like big black clunky box in the corner somewhere that needs to be looked after.
So Paratus takes care of that for you, and is this with all of them, or is it just with VoIP and SIP?
So we have quite a broad portfolio. We do look after on-site PBXs. So like if you took Mytel as an example, that's a common brand used nowadays. If you have a hardware appliance already at your office and you've already, you've spent the capex on that, you've bought the appliance, you've got the cabling running in your building, handsets are there, you can contract us to look after the system. So we take care of the maintenance, the faults, some fixes here and there. At the end of the life cycle of that hardware, instead of going to buy the newer model or whatever, you could then transition to something different. So you could have still a Mytel platform, but now it could be cloud hosted. So it could sit in Paratus private cloud or in any other cloud like AWS, Azure. We look after it there for you.
What's the advantage of having that be an option for you?
So, like every other hardware appliance you have at your office, the burden is on you to keep it running. Right. So you got to maintain the access to it. It's got to be in a safe place. It needs power, reliable power. It needs cooling. There's rodents. There's, anything can happen at your office. But the advantage of it being hosted in the cloud is it becomes like a virtual appliance. So I'll give an example. In our case, if your PBX is hosted with us, There's nightly backups. So a copy of it is made to an offsite location. So if something happens, we can restore a backup. Updates, maintenance, all that is covered in your managed plan. So we just take care of all of that for you.
I like that because, I think we say, all of these things, but it's good for somebody to understand what the advantage of doing it that way is. And then I also want to imagine that the capital expenditure that they would have otherwise, put down is not happening because it's with you.
Yes. So with the cloud-based platforms, the other advantage is you can get a seat-based system. So, for example, if you're just starting up and you maybe have 2 employees, for example, you can have an OPEX option and have just 2 seats. And there's 2 phones, 1 landline or 1 Paratus number. We can give you a number on our system. And then you can expand as you grow. So as you get more employees, you add additional seats and whatever. So you never actually have to buy an appliance to have this running. You just maybe buy your handsets and you can make your calls. You could have a fully virtualized platform. So instead of having a physical phone on your desk, we can put an app on your phone. You've already got your phone.
Wow.
We put your corporate telephony app on there. Your calls can follow you wherever you are. So if you're at home, you can answer your office landline and so forth.
Yeah.
You don't actually have to buy the appliance, and this benefits you in that, usually appliances are like maybe up to 100 users. You've got 2 users, but you buy a size 100 appliance.
Yeah.
You've put that CapEx forward when you really didn't need to. So the per seat model, it works out quite well for a number of customers.
Okay, so we're still, in a way looking at cost to say, why is it that our traditional telephone systems are quite costly? I think you've kind of sort of answered that with what you just said. I don't know if there are any other...
Yeah, so... it's costly to look after. I mean, if the appliance is at your office, you obviously have to take care of it. You probably have to contract a company to come in and look after it for you. You got to do some licensing at some point. There's license updates every year, annual fees and the sort. You also have issues of like copper lines, for example. Like copper lines come into the building to your appliance, right? So these days we've got weather, we've got
Theft.
New copper owners and so forth. So if you really look at it, there's actually the cost of repairing that problem when it happens. But the bigger cost is the downtime. The amount of hours spent when your copper's been stolen and your customers can't get hold of you, that is actually money that you're losing.
Yeah. I like that. In fact, I think that ties very well into the next question that I wanted to say. What are some of the other measurable business benefits? And the issue of downtime is a really big one, I want to believe.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, if your telephones are unavailable, let's say you run a call center, that the call center's primary business is telephone calls. So if you can't get telephone calls into your platform, you're losing money.
Yeah.
If your clients are trying to get hold of you, the chances of a customer phoning you twice is very low. So they phone Cathy, they want something, can't get through, they phone somebody else.
Yeah.
So you've lost that sale there.
Yeah.
You also want to satisfy your customers when they do eventually get hold of you, right? So if they call into your office and your switchboard answers the call, I'd like to speak to Cathy. Oh, she's not at her desk, but I can transfer it to her mobile. Wherever she is, even if you're in Tokyo, you can take that call.
Wow.
So that's quite a big benefit, and that it adds to your customer satisfaction, essentially betters your business.
Yeah. I like that. I don't know if we're missing anything, Chris, if you have any last words to close off our conversation.
So, I'd actually like to start by asking you 2 questions, right? So I presume you've ordered a popular pizza for delivery to your house.
Yes.
You've probably ordered 2 burgers on a Wednesday, right?
Yes.
That is an example of how Paratus redefines how you can connect, right? So the customer basically came to us and said, listen, I want my customers to be able to contact me on this one number. That's the only number they need to remember, and it must never be engaged.
Wow.
And that's what we gave them. So that's pretty much how we can redefine your telephony. And this is why you need to speak to us. Because at the end of the day, right, the proof is in the pudding. Paratus pudding is delicious.
I love it, because we spoke about this at some point to say users always want the cheapest, the best quality, the most reliable service. But you can't have all 3. You kind of have to compromise somewhere. And I think Paratus came into the market and said, you know what, we want the reliable and quality. And so when you say the proof is in the pudding and your pudding is delicious, you mean when you deliver a service, you really do.
Definitely. And we definitely want to have those conversations with the customers. Everybody starts somewhere.
Yeah.
So if you're starting up your small business and all you want is one line or one little office or whatever.
Yeah.
Sorry to use little, one small office.
Yeah.
We can start somewhere. We add on to it as you grow. You want features, you want a call center. You can add these things as you go along. You don't have this big CapEx exposure. As your business grows, so does your capability, and we'll be there to support you.
I really love that, especially for the idea of building capacity for, somebody growing from the stages of small to micro and then medium or even large enterprise, like you're saying, and even just the affordability aspect. But Chris, thank you so much for coming through today. It's always a pleasure to have you in studio. I hope when you come back, fingers crossed that you do, that I at least know the song that you request.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you to the listeners. And I'm going to go and find maybe the weirdest song I know, and we'll see.
And we'll see if I
Thank
know
you,
it.
Cathy.
You're most welcome. Now, just to let you know, we do have these conversations with Paratus every single Wednesday, normally at about 6:10, 6:15. Today we did start a bit late, but you can actually check out the conversations. You can find them on Facebook. If you just look for Paratus Botswana, you can find them on Facebook and LinkedIn as well, as where you can find Paratus. The email address, if you want to get a hold of Paratus, if you have any needs, inquiries, and you want to get them to come and see what they can do for you, these are the emails to get in touch with them on sales.bw@paratus.africa and info.bw@paratus.africa. And then their website is www.paratus.africa/Botswana. And then their phone number is so easy, I know it by heart. It's +267 391235. It's that simple. We're back next week, same time, same place. Chris, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Always prepare.